Okay, so for our first question, we have that Ben wants to buy 5 apples. The apples cost 65 pence each. Ben pays with a £10 note. Work out how much change Ben will get from the £10. So the first thing we want to do here is figure out how much Ben has spent in total. So he's bought 5 apples at 65 pence each. Well, we'll keep it in pence for the time being. So we want to do 65 multiplied by 5. So if we do 5 multiplied by 5, that's going to give us 25. So we have a 5 here, and we're going to carry over a 2. And then we're going to do 5 multiplied by 6, which is 30. But then we need to add on that 2, so 32. So a 2 in this column, and then a 3 here. So Ben has spent 325 pence. Well, if we divide that by 100, we can figure out that he's spent £3.25 on apples. So the apples cost him £3.25. He then pays with a £10 note. So to figure out the change, all we've got to do is take away this £3.25 from £10. So we've got our £10 here. I'm going to put in our decimal place and our 2 zeros for our pence. And then we're taking away this £3.25. Well, to begin with, we've got 0 take away 5. And we can see we've got zeros all the way at the top, apart from the 1 at the beginning. So we're going to have to borrow from this 1. So if we borrow from this 1, that becomes 0. We carry this 1 over. We've now got 10, but we need to borrow from that 10, so it becomes 9. So I can bring that 1 over to this column. And then I need to borrow from that 10 again, so 10 becomes 9 again. And then carry the 1 over to the end column. So now we're doing 10 take away 5, which is 5. We're then doing 9 take away 2, which is 7. We've then got, on the left-hand side of our decimal point, 9 take away 3, which is 6. And then we've got 0, so we don't need to do anything there. So our final answer for this question would be that Ben gets £6.75 change. We're now going to take a look at one final example. So for this question, we've got that Jess wants to buy 5 pens, 3 pencils, and 1 ruler. She pays with a £20 note. Work out how much change Jess will get from the £20. And we can see on the right-hand side on the board, we're given the prices of all the different items. So again, just like before, we need to figure out how much Jess has spent in total. And then to figure out her change, we can just take that amount away from the £20 note that she pays with. So let's start with the pens. She's going to buy 5 pens, and we can see on the board that pens cost 80 pence. So for the cost of all the pens, we need to do 80 multiplied by 5. So if we do 0 times 5, that's going to give us 0, and then 5 times 8 is going to give us 40. So she spent 400 pence, or £4. Then for the pencils cost 50 pence each, and Jess is buying 3 of them, so we need to multiply this by 3. So again, we've got 0 times 3, which is 0, and then 3 times 5 is 15. So the pencils have cost her 150 pence, or if we divide that by 100, £1.50. And then she's buying 1 ruler, and this single ruler is going to cost her £1.10. So she spent £4 on the pens, £1.50 on the pencils, and £1.10 on the ruler. So now all we have to do is add these together. So we've got £4, £1.50, and £1.10. Well, adding these together, if we start on the right-hand side, 0 add 0 add 0 is going to give us 0. We've then got 0 add 5 add 1, which is 6. And then 4 add 1 add 1, that also gives us 6. So altogether, she's spent £6.60. So to figure out her change, we now need to take this £6.60 away from 20. So let's set that up just like before. We're going to have £20 and we're taking away this £6.60. So to begin with, we've got 0 take away 0, which is just 0. And now we can see we've got to do 0 take away 6, so we've got to borrow. Well, we can't borrow from the column to the left, so we've got to go across to this 2. So if I borrow 1 from the 2, that now becomes 1. And then the column next to it now becomes 10. And now I'm going to borrow 1 from that 10, so it becomes 9. And I can now bring that 1 over to the column we need. So now we've got 10 take away 6, which is 4. We've then got 9 take away 6, which is 3. And then 1 take away nothing. Well, that's going to give us 1. So once Jess has bought all her items and paid with a £20 note, she's going to receive £13.40 change. So well done if you followed along with those questions. And that's it for this video. If you want to check out any other videos on our number topics, then I've left a link for my number playlist down in the description, and I've also put a card in the top corner of this video, so feel free to check that out. I hope you found this video useful. If you did, please feel free to leave a like and consider subscribing. If there are any topics at all that you'd like me to go through next, then please just let me know down in the comments, and I'll try to make some videos on those topics as soon as possible. So thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.